Hello everyone, welcome to Fantasy Recaps family. Today I will show you a Norwegian fantasy adventure film from 2013 titled Ragnarok. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. The movie opens at the 11th century. Vikings are standing on an island called Odin's Eye. Their king is searching for something in that lake. Their princess said that she didn't like this. King said it's the will of Odin and asked the soldiers to get ready. They took their weapons and got ready to fight. The princess had a medallion in her neck. She warned them that this is not right. King didn't listen to her words and asked his soldiers to set the prey. They took a sheep and tied it near the lake. The princess said to her father that his greed will doom them all. The whole region is covered by smoke. Something strange happened and all of them got scared. The flashback ends here. On the present day, many newspaper cuttings about the archaeological findings of Vikings and their ship are shown. Sigurd Svensson, an archaeological researcher who is working for a museum, is getting ready for work. Sigurd's daughter, Ragnhild, and his son, Brage, are getting ready for their school. Brage said, "Today is their graduation day and Ragnhild is going to sing in their school at 3 p.m. Sigurd promised he would be there to hear the song and drop them off at school. While going to the museum to work, his manager scolded him since he was 22 minutes late for work and said their sponsors are waiting to know about the museum's research in the last 3 years, which they spent millions of dollars on. Sigurd gave them a presentation describing their research about the Viking ship and said the Vikings certainly lived in Finnmark. Sponsors questioned whether there was any other evidence. It seems they're disappointed in the museum's research since there is nothing interesting. Sigurd smiled and showed them some ancient things they found in the ship, like bones, stones, some tools, and the princess's medallion. He said in the place called Asberg Tumulus, which is an archaeological site in Norway, they found the heads of 5 animal pillars in the grave of Viking's princess. One of them looks like the head of a snake with runes. He showed a drawing from his book, which describes the runes as Ragnarok, and said the princess died with a secret. He also said that the answers to the riddle of Ragnarok lies in Asberg Tumulus. One of the sponsors questioned what that means. Sigurd said that according to Norse mythology, Ragnarok means end of the world. All of them laughed, saying Norse mythology is just a myth. They said if we knew this earlier, we would have withdrawn our financial support years ago and said it's foolish. Sigurd got disappointed. His manager scolded him since he doesn't have enough evidence to satisfy the investors for further support and said if Sigurd doesn't bring enough evidence, he will be fired from the job. Sigurd cried seeing the book, which is the research by him and his late wife. Suddenly, he remembered about Ragnhild's graduation. While he went to the school, the graduation was already finished. He apologized to Ragnhild for being late, saying the meeting took more time than he thought it would. It seems Sigurd was not spending enough time with his children after his wife's death. Ragnhild is very angry. Ragnhild and Brage got into the car and 3 of them went home. Ragnhild and her brother were very excited for their summer vacation. He said they can talk about this on the next morning. At that time, Sigurd's friend and co-worker named Alan came there with an ancient stone with runes on it which he found in Finnmark. Sigurd gently cleaned it to see the runes clearly. In the middle of the stone there was a gap. The space looked similar to the shape of the princess's medallion. Sigurd and Alan went to the museum and stole the medallion. They placed the medallion in the center of the stone. The arrows of the medallion indicate some runes in the stone. Using it, Sigurd decoded the runes and came to know that it is the map to the island named the Odin's Eye, where the Vikings have been. They matched the words from the runes with the modern-day map and found the places in Finnmark, on the border of Norway. Both of them were very excited. They thought it may be the hiding place of Vikings since they sacked all over Europe, and the map may lead to a treasure of Vikings. Sigurd thought he could find all the answers about Ragnarok there. He convinced Ragnhild and Brage to go to Finnmark as a summer trip so that he can continue his research. Though Ragnhild doesn't love it, she accepted it with a demand for a new computer. The next day, all of them went to Finnmark through flight. Alan's assistant, named Elizabeth, and a local guide named Leif received them in the airport. Sigurd and Alan explained their trip to them. Leif took them to the place by boat. They walked across the mountains and some thick forest and reached a steel fence, which was built during World War II. Leif said this place is the old border between Norway and the Soviet Union, and now it's no man's land. He warned them that no one had entered this place for over 50 years after the ferocious war between Norway and Russia. Alan said, "We need to enter," and he let himself cut the fence with a cutter. Everyone entered the place. While they were walking, many mosquitoes bit Ragnhild. Elizabeth helped her by applying mosquito lotion. At that time, she questioned about her mother. Ragnhild said she was dead 3 years ago due to cancer. Elizabeth got sympathetic and holds her chin like a mother and continued walking. They found a lot of old tanks and other machines used during the war. They finally reached the Odin's Eye by crossing the lake using a raft. From the top, the view of the place looked like an eye. Sigurd, Alan, and Elizabeth searched the place with metal detectors. Unfortunately, they only found some metal bullets and other wastages of war. Ragnhild found an old bunker where the soldiers used to store their weapons. Elizabeth and Sigurd shared their life experience with each other. Sigurd told her about how he's missing his wife, and Elizabeth told him about her ex-boyfriend. It seems they're developing a good relationship between them. Suddenly, they heard the scream of Brage, and everyone went to see him. Brage said he found a cave. Sigurd went inside and saw something down there. All of them went down using rope and searched. First, Sigurd found a helmet used by Vikings. With that helmet, they confirmed it was the right place and Vikings lived here. All of them became very much excited and started to search again. Brage found an ovoid-shaped rock-like thing in the shallow water and put it in his bag. Eventually, they found skulls and more ancient materials there. Leif accidentally broke an ovoid thing inside the water with his leg. Some paste-like substance stuck in his shoes. Sigurd and Alan put all findings into polythene bags gently and discussed how to transport them to the museum. Hearing this, Leif asked them, "What do you mean? Are you saying we should give this up?" Sigurd told him it's not ours and it's their job to return them to the museum since they were archaeological researchers. Leif told them since they are more valuable, we should sell them and keep the money to ourselves. Sigurd refused. Leif threatened them with his gun and took all the findings in a bag. He went outside the cave and dropped the rope into the cave. Rest of them asked Leif to get them out, but he went away with the raft. While he was on the raft, he noticed the paste-like substance stuck in his shoes and washed his leg in the lake water. While he is washing, he was attacked and taken inside the water by an unseen monster. Inside the cave, Elizabeth climbed up the cave using the crevices in the rock with her bare hands and re-established the rope. All others climbed up using the rope and went outside the cave. Since it's dawn, they planned to sleep there and go home the next morning. Elizabeth, Ragnhild, and Brage slept inside the bunker. Sigurd and Alan sat near a campfire. Sigurd is reading the book and said, "We're missing something." Alan found a sharp needle-like thing that was stuck inside the skull they found. They got excited to see that and went inside the cave again to find what it was. In the bunker, the ovoid-shaped rock hatched and a baby snake came out. Now they realize it's an egg. The baby snake screamed in rage. Ragnhild and Brage are very much scared. Elizabeth trapped the baby snake inside a metal suitcase. On the other side, inside the cave, Sigurd and Alan found thousands of skeletons of Vikings with holes in their skulls. They realized that sharp needle-like thing is a tooth, and the animal head which they found on the Vikings' ship describes the animals that lived there about thousands of years ago, and they hunted Vikings. Shockingly, they found a Russian soldier's skeleton who died the same way as the Vikings. They realized the animals are still there. Suddenly, they heard a hissing sound and saw a large animal crawling inside the water. They got scared and started to run. The large animal attacked the bunker from inside the water. While the bunker is about to be submerged into the water, Sigurd and Alan came there and saved them. They worried about crossing the lake since Leif took the raft. Sigurd went to take a rope. Alan collected their bags and other things. While collecting the things, Alan noticed the baby snake. He took the metal suitcase and hid it inside his bag. Elizabeth created a zip line across the lake with rope, and one by one, they crossed the lake. While Sigurd and Elizabeth are about to cross, the large animal comes out of the water and attacks them. It is a large sea serpent. Its head looked like a dragon. Alan saved Sigurd and Elizabeth by shooting the snake in its eye. The snake went inside the water and came out following them. They went inside a tunnel and locked the door. The snake attacked the door continuously. Sigurd read the book to figure out what was happening. Vikings went to the Odin's Eye to kill that serpent, and Princess is the only one who escaped from that attack. Reading this, Sigurd realized that the runestone is not a map but a warning made by the princess about the large snake. This serpent was called the Ragnarok. They found a ventilation pipe in the top of the tunnel and it leads them to another exit. Sigurd helped Alan to climb up and asked him to help the others. Instead of helping the others climb, Alan asked for the bag. Sigurd took the bag and found the baby snake. He realized it is the reason why the large serpent is attacking them, and asked Alan to leave the baby snake there. But Alan refused and asked again for the bag. While Alan is about to get the bag, the large serpent came there and killed him. It also collapsed the tunnel. Then the snake came after and chased the children. They ran for their life, but they did not have a chance to escape. While it's about to bite them, Sigurd came there and shouted at the serpent. Now the giant serpent turns to Sigurd's side, and they both are staring at each other. He returns the baby snake to the large serpent, and so it went away without killing any of them. Sigurd apologized to the others for taking them on this dangerous trip. All of them, including Elizabeth, went to Sigurd's home. Sigurd returned the runestone to the museum. The manager appreciated him and said he can gather new sponsors with that. Sigurd told him that he quit the job and said he's going to become a history teacher so that he can spend more time with his children. The movie ends with the four of them, who are getting ready for another adventure. Many thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to our channel. I'll see you in another interesting movie. Until then, take care.